What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta. It was trash. The episode was dumb as hell. It was. Let me get myself situated so we can talk about it. Last night I did, after watching that dumbass episode, we did watch Earth, Wind, and Fire and the Isley Brothers on Verzuz, and it was a treat. When I tell you it was a treat, honey, if you were not raised on the Isley Brothers, Earth, Wind, and Fire, Commodores, you know, the whole LTD, all of them, honey, I feel sorry for you and your mama. I feel sorry for y'all if y'all wasn't raised on that music. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so thankful. Like I always say, that I was born in the right time because I have parents who listen to the blues and then like soul, R&B, funk, and then I grew up in the era of hip hop. You understand what I'm saying? So I have just all of this music and was able to hear samples within the genre of hip hop that I grew up in from these old songs. And this listening to those songs last night just was like such a good feeling. And I was just like, these R&B singers of today, I said, as soon as Snoop told us, and we don't love these hoes, it was a wrap. Because the Isley Brothers love them hoes, honey. They love them hoes. So did Earth, Wind, and Fire. Earth, Wind, and Fire was just on another. If you listen to the lyrics, they were really about the elements. They were just on some other shit. But the Isley Brothers and all that, and they said Steve Harvey was acting a fool. I didn't watch the beginning. They said Steve Harvey was trying to tell stories and it got a little inappropriate or whatever. So I don't know, child, but it is what it is. But like I said last night on Twitter, it's like we look at, like I posted this picture of the Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind, and Fire. I'll show you the picture and I'll read you the caption. Look at that picture right there. And my caption said, "Isn't it funny how masculinity is the topic of concern within our community and culture, and these niggas with their midriffs out made songs that half of us were conceived to." Do you hear me? And y'all worried about the wrong thing, and then the music was just like intimate and tender and loving. And this R&B music is like, bitch, pull your panties to the side so I can slide through. Just exactly. Shout out to Funky Dinero. That's exactly what it sounds like. The Chris Browns of the world, the Trey Songs of the world, the music, the R&B music is so aggressive. It's so ugly. It's so domineering. It's just as misogynistic as hip hop. And I said, I know that them old ass niggas from the Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind, and Fire are probably old misogynistic old black man. But the music did not reflect that. They even had code words for things that they like about sex and stuff. It wasn't blatant and overt, and it was just not like the way R&B music is. And like other people were saying, I feel sorry for y'all fucking to mumble rappers in the background. Y'all be fucking and stuff, and them niggas be in the background talking about the most ignorant shit instead of, honey, yes, how do I feel? How do you, I love the way you take me. What does he say? What does Ron Isley say, baby? We don't have nothing to talk about anyway. Anyways, and that's why I said somebody, and then Rodney said back on that, he said, and I bet they used to get all the puss, crop tops, 2-inch boots and all. I said all of it because Prince did. And then somebody came after that and said Prince would get your woman then you if he felt like it. and you know what made me think about that? We were at the grocery store, and I don't know why Prince was on the cover of some magazine just like 2 weeks ago. And my son walked by the picture of Prince, and he was like, dang, he looks like he's just looking at you. And it just made, he don't even get the reference. Honey, I fell out laughing. I said, Prince got that way with people. He could just look at you and you be like, okay, what you want me to do? Shout out to Prince. Shout out to all the R&B. I said there's no suspense. They don't have code words for body parts or anything. Nothing. Nothing. Like this song right here. Okay, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it for you, and then we're gonna talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta. Here, I'm gonna let you listen to this song right here. This song is the epitome of having code words when you really talking about sex. This is 1976. Listen. I'm gonna turn it up. Y'all know what it is. Come on, baby. And if he ain't, he talking about, I gotta turn it down because, you know, they'll copyright me because, you know, he's talking about fucking, okay? Somebody said this, and the first comment on this says, this song reminds me when we show black women love and respect. No, they were still disrespecting black women back then. Malcolm X's quote is from way before this. Listen. Yes. Yes. Baby, this song is just as old as the diva. Do you hear me? Listen. Come take me out tonight. Yes, and don't be late. Come on, bitch. Yes, and don't you come too soon, honey. Yeah! Anyways, let's talk about this raggedy ass Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let me turn my car off. Here we go. I'm going to try to be as positive as possible and try to remember the episode. So they're on their way to the restaurant. Drew is planning some type of dinner. I guess they're going to be cooking dinner or whatever. And they're in the Sprinter on the way there. And Porsha, she motions to Marlo and she says, I thought I was exhausted from our conversation. I'm exhausted after the dance class. So Cynthia wants to know, what are you so exhausted about, honey? Trying to, you know, keep the conversation going. And she was like, we just had some loose ends to tie up or whatever. So they get off the Sprinter. Everybody arrives. Everybody's giving fake hugs off the bus. I'm like, I don't get it. I feel like Drew did in South Carolina. Like, you bitches, y'all, it's too fake. We just got into an argument. I'm not going to be hopping off the bus hugging you. I don't know. They didn't just get into an argument. They had the nice time at the dance class. That was Marlo and Porsha at the end of that. Whatever. So they see Big Frida. You know, Big Frida that car was driving hella fast, is from New Orleans, and he is the queen of bounce. I give my pronouns. I think Big Frida's pronouns are he. But Big Frida is cooking, and I don't know, y'all didn't know that Big Frida cooks, but Big Frida be having lives on YouTube and stuff like that cooking. Big Frida can cook, okay? So they was cutting. They said to cut it. What did he say? He said cut it. What did he say? Mandolin? Medallion. That's what he said, medallion, but it's mandolin. and Kenya was like, cut it medallion? Kenya, you was acting like you knew what you was talking about? Okay. Medallion, but it's mandolin. That's how you cut it. And when it's cut like in a slant. Anyways, whatever. So they was cooking some booty popping potatoes and something else they was cooking. So Kandi they were in there cooking or whatever. It was excited. Everybody was excited to see Big Frida. Everybody was hugging Big Frida, and they was cooking or whatever. Kandi asked Porsha what was up with the conversation between her and, no, she asked Marlo what was up with the conversation with Porsha. And she was like, well, Porsha was just telling me how, you know, we needed to take baby steps. And then Kenya goes, baby steps with who? And she says, baby steps with you. And she was like, why does she have to do that? That doesn't have anything, you and I don't have anything to do with her. And it's absolutely true. And the fact that Porsha is saying that it doesn't have anything to do with Kenya and it's okay to be Kenya's friend, but you still have a problem with Marlo being Kenya's friend because you feel like Marlo was acting different once she became Kenya's friend. I think you're really just projecting that energy. I think the plan was to really not have anybody, because you know how weak Kandi and Cynthia are in terms of like standing up for Kenya, and that you can get Marlo on your side, because she kept saying, they kept referring to sides, and I'm like, okay, so why are there sides? That's what, and I'm like, y'all not really asking the real questions. I would have set Kenya and Porsha at that table and been like, okay, what the fuck is the problem? What's the problem? I want y'all to say what the problem is. I want y'all to say what the problem is. Say what the problem is, because I want to see what the problem is. Really. Like, Porsha, what is the problem? Kenya, what is the problem? Y'all two have to tell us what the problem is so we can understand, because all this talking about whose side and which side, and she knows that you're weak, and so she can, what she say, she can manipulate you. No, Porsha, you have been the one every season, the sidekick of somebody being manipulated and put in position to do somebody else's dirty work. So I don't understand what she's talking about. Anyways, and then Marlo says, I think she's upset about South Carolina. And I asked her too, right? Did you sleep with Bolo? She said she didn't. Kenya was like, she's lying. Now, everybody keeps saying that. Kenya keeps bringing it up. The only thing Kenya keeps doing, from what I see, is not shutting up when it's brought up. She doesn't stay quiet. She says, no, that's a lie. She keeps saying it's a lie. It's a lie. She's not bringing it up. And then Marlo says she wanted to know herself. But then Marlo said later, which made me believe that when Marlo is with Porsha, this is the way Marlo made it seem. When Marlo's with Porsha, Porsha wants to know what is Kenya saying. And when Marlo's with Kenya, Kenya wants to know what is Porsha saying. That's the way Marlo made it seem, and made it seem like she was stuck in the middle of this thing. And like Porsha said at the dinner table, you are inserting yourself where you don't even need to be. And you're doing it to start shit. Like, I don't know. Let me keep going. And she was like, I'm telling Kenya it's not true. And she was like, that's a lie. She was like, do you? So then Marlo says, do you know Kandi if it was her? Kandi says, I don't even care. Like, it doesn't even matter. Like, it just, I don't even think that Porsha cares. I don't even think, Kandi is like, she was like, okay, well, you're not answering the question, Kandi. This is Marlo. You're not answering the question. Kenya says, if it's something she wanted to do, then she wanted to do it. Why lie about it? That's what Kenya is saying, okay? Marlo said, but I wanted to know, though, as a friend. So you wanted Porsha as a friend to be like, girl, yeah, I fucked him. But Marlo's in the way like, girl, I thought we were supposed to be cool. If you fucked the nigga, you fucked the nigga. Say you did, right? Because people heard, you heard, Kandi heard, whatever. That's the thing. So Marlo, the way that Marlo's making it seem is that as though if we supposed to be homegirls, why you didn't tell me the truth? Then she said, so somebody is lying. Well, we know Kenya is not lying. So Kenya says, I'm being made the villain. If other people don't want to talk about it, they don't want to talk about it. What they heard or saw, that's on them. Marlo's doing like this to Kandi. Porsha, you're lying and you're not being honest, so that makes you guilty. That was Marlo in her confessional. You're lying and you're not being honest, so that makes you look guilty. My thing is, if you're this fun, flirty, 40, almost 40, fantastic, trying to grasp on to the remnants of your youth and your whole days, if you're in that phase, my thing is, if you screwed the stripper, then you screwed the stripper. But there's so much going on. Porsha got so much lies going on. That's the reason why she can't stand in her truth, because she's not standing in her truth about her relationship with Dennis. Dollar Dennis, Karma McKinley. She's not truthful about that. So that's why she has to lie. If she wasn't with Dennis, then she wouldn't have to lie about being with Bolo. She would probably, she would probably be honest. If she would probably be like, yeah, I fucked him. But she's not going to say that because the truth is you still with Dennis. The truth is you ain't no vegan ordering baby back ribs or short ribs. There's a lot of untruths that come with Porsha that makes it seem like you're guilty for something you really don't have anything to be guilty about. You're a single woman, right? The bolo was attractive, right? He had a big dick, right? You was rubbing your ass on him, right? If you was really single, it wouldn't be no thing. You could really sit in your shit and be like, yes, I fucked him. But you can't because you're not living all the way in your truth. And that's the bottom line. And that's what's sad about it. They start eating. Everybody's eating. Big Frida was like, you know it's good when everybody's quiet. That's the truth. Then Marlo inserts Big Frida and asks him if she has this scenario going on that she basically explains what's going on between Porsha and Kenya. And she's telling the story that she is stuck in the middle somehow. Marlo is making it seem like both of them are coming to her, talking about each other and trying to, I don't know, extract information. And I don't think that that's what's going on, because even Kenya was like, girl, I don't know what you're talking about. And even Porsha was like, what are you talking about? So Marlo is making it seem like she's stuck in the middle of these two friends arguing. And like Kandi said, you putting yourself in the middle that doesn't have nothing to do with you. But what I think that it really is Marlo being her real authentic self. Remember Marlo and how she talked to Porsha in Japan, where she had that fan and Porsha was crying about the doormat or being a doormat. I didn't watch that season, so I'm not really sure what they was arguing about. But I saw clips of that and the way that she was talking. Marlo is always one to ask somebody, are you screwing somebody? Are you lesbian? She's always one at the table, if you notice, bringing up something that somebody said, wanting somebody to be truthful about it. She always wants to know something. She has this obsession with knowing if Kandi is a lesbian or not. She wants to keep some shit started. I don't think it came from what's the girl named Kenya or Porsha. It's all Marlo, to me, producer induced drama. Like, bring it up, just bring it up at the table, try to get Kenya and Porsha to argue, because they really don't have nothing to argue about. Because, okay, let me go. So she asked Frida was like, well, for me, I avoid confrontation. And then she was like, well, I don't want to be in the middle. Marlo, you're not in the middle. And then Frida goes, is she a real friend if you guys just got together? And her eyes perked up, like wondering if Kenya is a real friend. Well, we're wondering if Porsha is your real friend. So what you perking up for? Because we still trying to figure that out, Shamia. Anyway, so they said, every time I come from each conversation, I just had a draining conversation with Kenya, and Kenya was asking me about, no, she wasn't. That was Kandi asking you about your conversation with Porsha. And then she says, well, if I got to bring up, she said it later. If I got to bring up, what happened, I got to bring up South Carolina. That's all Marlo. That is all Marlo. I don't know what y'all think. Anyways, Kandi told her it doesn't have anything to do with it. Kenya was like, well, why you bring Frida into it? Like, what was that about? And everybody is sitting at the table confused. Even Cynthia was like, okay, what the fuck is happening? Like, for Cynthia to actually talk and to contribute to a conversation or a dialogue that's happening, is something happening. Like, something confusing, right? Like, girl, what's going on? Because Cynthia's used to just, honey, being the goddess of cheekbones and just sitting there and smiling and and doing here. But when she starts talking, something is wrong. Something is matter. Like, what's going on? Both of you talk to each other both of you talk about each other when you're not there. Well, all of y'all do that. We have come to an understanding that the way that these women fight on this show is cringy, right? They use men or the lack of man as an insult. They talk about each other's body. They body shame each other. They slut shame each other. They do every single thing that your old tired ass, raggedy ass, miserable ass aunties rag on the younger women in the family about. Like, you do everything that's wrong. Everything. All of them. And that's the reason why Kenya and Porsha, their argument was so, it reminded me of Marlo and Sheree. All of that, because y'all really can't come at each other. Y'all really can't come at each other. Y'all can't come at each other about your men. You can't come at each other about businesses. You can't come at each other about your figures and what you look like. You can't come for the face. You really don't have anything to insult each other with, because really y'all bitches is in the same fucking boat with your men. Because that's really the go-to insult, right? Because you'll never understand the convictions of a wife, right? With your arranged marriage, they come for each other's relationships. But in this season, neither Kenya nor Porsha can come for each other's men, because they have the same man in different packages. That's why that argument looks so damn stupid, because they really couldn't say anything to each other. And Marlo gets mad with your fake ass as she walks out. She goes out the wrong way and comes back in. Y'all still having your fake ass conversations. I didn't walk the wrong way. Bitch, I was hollering. I was like, that's what your ass get. Because you really started some shit that didn't even really need to be started. So Marlo gets up and leaves. Porsha says Marlo is inserting herself in places where she doesn't need to be. And Porsha says, Marlo has another motive. Her goal was to get attention and to find a little nugget between me and Kenya, and decided to bring that up so she can have some attention and she can get it from Kenya and I have to say, PJ's mom was on point with that. That's exactly what's happening. Like, and then instead of Porsha and Kenya being like, girl, I was not talking about you with her, and I wasn't talking about you with her, we was not talking about you, so busy trying to not look bothered that you are completely out of your piece, Porsha. And you're saying, well, I fucked everybody. I fucked the man who brought the pig. When Porsha said she fucked the man who brought the pig, I was screaming. But see, that's how you should have been from the beginning. And it wouldn't be none, because there would be no way. I don't give a fuck if it's Kenya. I don't care who it was. There would be no way any woman could shame me about fucking anybody. Nothing. Y'all can't, it wouldn't have been no way. And you put yourself in that position for no reason. And then Drew in her confessional, completely off base, talking about Marlo doesn't want to lose Kenya as a friend again. She's just willing to side with Kenya. There's no sides, Drew, and that's where you fucked up. You really messed up. You really told your draws with me. Ugh, yuck. I think that Drew wins over Kandi and Porsha. My disdain for either one of them, Drew wins. You got it. Off of how many episodes? 14, 15? Girl, I can't stand your ass. I cannot stand Drew Zadora. I don't like her because she did that shit at the table with LaToya. And you knew why LaToya was not drinking. But you thought it would be in her best interest to bring that up in front of everybody. You did that with the private jet. You knew that Kenya was taking a private jet, and you sat there with a smirk on your face and you asked her about it, and you already knew the answer. What are you doing? I don't like it at all. Kenya says Marlo is upset because because Marlo left. Kenya came back and she says, well, Marlo is upset because she thought Porsha and her were friends. Portia's like, don't say my name. Keep my name out your mouth. What are you, 12? Girl, shut the fuck up. Porsha. Now what? What you gonna do, fight? Huh, PJ's mother? You gonna fight? You gonna go to jail again? This time it's gonna be for some real shit, not for some fake activist shit? do if I keep saying your name, bitch? Like, girl, grow the fuck up. You're 40, Porsha. Grow up. That's stupid. Don't say my name. And then Kenya says, direct your anger elsewhere. And then Porsha calls Kenya angry. No, what are y'all? Y'all look stupid arguing right here with each other for no reason. Kandi goes, okay, stop it. Porsha said, don't say my name about 5,000 times. And then acting like you're unbothered. You're clearly bothered. Clearly bothered. And she's just mad. She's mad because I'm calm. I don't know what kind of calm that was. She's mad because I'm calm and I am not reacting like I normally do. And you are acting like you normally do. I was like, what is she talking about? Where is she watching? I don't get it. Anyways, Kandi said, I wish we were all friends. But Marlo is upset because Porsha is making her make a choice. That's what Kenya said. I don't know if anybody heard it, but that's what Marlo is upset about. That's what Kenya thinks Marlo is upset about. And then she says, if it were me, we'd be still talking about it. That's what Kenya said. Kenya said we would be talking about it all the way, and they would, and we're not going to act like they're not. So I think what Kenya is saying is, if somebody's talking about it, I'm not going to be quiet about it. I'm going to be like, and if she didn't, she did. That's how Kenya is on that shit. Because Kenya's like, if it was me, y'all be still talking about it. So anytime somebody mentions it, I'm gonna tell the truth about what I heard. Just because I'm telling the truth about what I heard makes me the villain, and don't nobody else want to say anything about it. But they have all confirmed that they heard something. Okay, but it's Kenya. Okay, it's Kenya. You give zero about you. Oh, I don't give a shit about you. I don't care about you, but you keep your name out of my mouth. I fucked the man who brought the pig. I fucked everybody, girl. Now what? Now what? She was like, she called her a bitch. I thought you was just getting on. You just tried to check LaToya for calling Drew a bitch, but you sitting here calling Kenya a bitch and you acting like a bitch. Kenya was like, don't call me out of my name. And then she was like, you can't hurt me. You can't hurt me because I don't have respect for you. Oh my God. Kenya doesn't have respect for me. Now what? Now what? Like, that's the thing. Like, literally, now what? Now what? Now what? But I would go out on a ledge and ask Porsha, why don't you like Kenya? I just don't fuck with her, girl. No. You sound like Nene. What's the reason? What did she do to you? Because I want to know. Is it that you just don't like how she moves or whatever? Anyways, I got a lot to go. Anyways, so she said, you're a fake and a fraud. My calmness is sending her up the river because I'm not reacting. Yes, you are. The issue is that it's affecting all of the relationships here. Kenya, I don't know how it's affecting the relationships. I don't think anybody gives a shit. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And if they didn't fuck the stripper, they did. That was Kenya. And then what would bring it to the end? And Kenya says, I don't know. So the next day, I don't know what happened to my note. Oh, so the next day, Marlo and Kandi meet. Kandi has on nails. They were like, what is the big deal? Marlo says somebody is lying and you won't give you, and Kandi is saying you want an admission. And she was like, do you feel like Porsha is a liar? And she's like, yeah, I've seen her tell lies before. Everybody has. We all have. The baby vegan is the biggest lie. Not being with Dennis is another lie. Not sitting in your bisexuality is another lie. It's just a bunch of lies after lies. That's the crazy part. The next morning, Kenya and LaToya are having a conversation. They said Porsha left. Kandi told me Porsha left. Then Kandi also left because the storm was coming. Cynthia goes in there with Drew, and Cynthia is trying to act like she cares that Porsha left. She don't give a shit. They were like, she left Shamia. Yeah, she left Shamia. The interaction between LaToya and Kenya when they were laughing about Shamia leaving, or Porsha leaving Shamia, was so fake. I was like, Kenya, why are you trying to laugh about it? It's like, we know Porsha ain't shit. From anybody's perspective, if anybody wants to take anyone's perspective, you bitches ain't shit. None of y'all are. None of y'all. No one cares. That's what I put. Nobody cares. Cynthia and Marlo and Kenya, they were talking about Marlo acting a fool last night because Marlo was taking pictures talking about, say fake bitches. Come on, faker. Faker. She's right. She's right. She's right about that. She was like, it was the Patron. And she was like, no, it was in the kitchen. You kept asking about Bolo. So we didn't see that. So was Kenya in the kitchen asking about Bolo? Are we going to believe? Because did Marlo go to Porsha to find out, did she really fuck Bolo? And did Kenya think that because of Marlo and Porsha's relationship that Porsha was going to be honest with Marlo, and now Marlo seeing a glimpse of who Porsha really is because she's not really your friend because she's lying to you? Even if Kenya did send her for, you know, like the way that everybody's making it seem, if Kenya did send Marlo to find out if Porsha did fuck Bolo and Portia's not telling her, now Marlo's feeling the way like, girl, I thought we was really cool, even though I'm on this mission to figure it out when nobody really cares at the end of the day. Kandi asked you, and that answer went to South Carolina. Because everybody keeps saying Kenya's bringing it up, and we're not seeing that, and production is not showing us that. And then Kenya said, I don't care, it's just bringing everybody to a rabbit hole. And then Cynthia's like, it's time to focus on something else. Girl, shut up. Bye, Cynthia. Cynthia, I hope this is your last season. And because it is your last season, I thought your reunion dress was awful. I thought to myself, I was like, this is going to be Cynthia's last reunion. Why would she wear that dress? Anyways, they going to get food. The power goes out. Shamia's stupid ass talks about the power must be really bad right now. Girl, you sit in the dark. What the fuck are you talking about? Anyways, they're talking about how they're getting nervous. And I'm trying to figure out why they don't have a generator in this luxury hotel, Miss Drew. Anyway, so Kandi says Kenya says, well, while in South Carolina, at least the girls had some fun. I think I won this trip, Drew. Drew and Ralph, she's telling Ralph, I think I did good for my new set of fake friends. It's so stupid. I saw this episode. I was like, this episode is so stupid. I'm trying to get through it. Porsha came over Cynthia's house. Porsha had on an outfit for a 25-year-old. Like, again, like I said, there's nothing more auntie than a bitch trying to hold on to the remnants of her youth and trying to hold on to the whole days of her youth. Cynthia said, I didn't know you and Marlo were having problems. And she's like, what she's done in her friendship, she did it to me. And then Cynthia goes, Marlo has a lot of pain from her childhood. Girl, where did that come from? Anyway, so they go, and the conversation between Cynthia and Kandi, when Kandi called, Cynthia was trying to talk about Blaze opening up, and Kandi was like, no, we're just having a tasting for you guys. And she was like, oh, okay. And they're trying to figure out the words to talk to each other. And I was like, y'all, you could clearly tell that y'all are not friends. The phone conversation was fake. That's what I put. Kandi walked like she's pigeon-toed and bow-legged in heels. Girl, it's not you. It's not you. We don't believe you, girl. I know you want to try. I know you want to try because I see you have on nails in your interview. I see you want to try it. And girl, kudos for trying it. I'm going to get some nails too. We're going to get some nails together. But bitch, my boyish ass can strut in some motherfucking heels. Do you understand me? You look a mess. You look a mess. I'm not going to say nothing else about Todd almost lit his ass on fire. Drew shows up talking about her and Ralph. She dressed her and Ralph, girl, in the dark in Louisiana is when you got dressed, because that's what it looked like. Anyways, everybody shows up. They giving each other fake hugs and fake kisses. Cynthia was about to toast Porsha when they were kikiing. They missed the toast. Kandi was about to give two kisses to somebody. I think it was Porsha as well. She missed the second kiss. It's so fake. I don't know if anybody noticed how they were relating to each other and exchanging with each other was very phony and fake. It's like, girl, we at work. Marlo shows up. Marlo saying hi to everybody. And she says, hey, P. And Porsha is so childish, she can't even act cordial. But I don't know what y'all got into it so much that it's just like, If you see the girl for her work, just be like, hey, girl, and keep it moving. You got to... Girl, grow the fuck up. Anyways, that was the end of the episode. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. Peace.